So welcome everyone. Today we will be solving a problem on pentagonal pyramid related to slant edge problem. So everyone know how does a pentagonal pyramid looks like. It will be having an base surface of 5 sides which will be bounded by 5 triangular surface which will be meeting at a common point called as an apex. Right, so it will be having the top center as O and the bottom center of the surface as O1. So this is about the pentagonal pyramid. So all these longer edges are nothing but the slant edges which are coming together to form the apex of the pyramid. Right, so now the question is, it is a pentagonal pyramid problem whose side is of around 25 mm. So each side of the base is of around 25 mm and the axis height is 50 mm. So the axis height is nothing but the axis at the apex to that of the center of the surface. So this vertical height is our 50 mm height. And it is told how it is resting. It is resting on one of its slant edge. And again here, if it is a problem on slant edge, always you should assume that you will keep one of the corner towards your right. Then only you can take the projection of slant edge to the vertical plane and then shift that front view in such a way that one of the slant edge is on HP. For that case, irrespective of the type of pyramid you are solving, so whenever the problem comes with respect to slant edge, you should keep one of the corner towards your right, not the edge. Okay, if you keep the edge, you won't get the projection of the slant edge in the front view. You have to keep one of the corner towards your right in this way. Okay, so you will be keeping the corner towards your right and such a way that the edge will come towards your left in the horizontal plane. If this is our horizontal, if this is our vertical plane and horizontal plane, whenever it is in slant edge problem, you will assume the corner to be at your right. Since it is in pentagonal pyramid, you will get the edge opposite to it towards our left. So this will be the position of the pentagonal pyramid when it is resting on one of its slant edge. So after you fix the position, you know the other details how to proceed with. So you will see the projection, you will see the top view from the top. So when you view from the top, you will be able to visualize the entire bottom surface of the pentagon pyramid. So it provides the true shape of the base surface. And when you view from the top, O will be visible, O1 of the base surface will not be visible. So that we will put it in the bracket. So that is our top view. Similarly, when you view from the front, when it is resting on one of its corner, we can see the projection of this slant edge to the vertical plane, the projection of this slant edge to the vertical plane, and the projection of this slant edge to the vertical plane. Even though we have the axis from O to O1, that will be overlapped with this one of the slant edge. And hence we won't be showing the axis line in our front view. It will be just the projection of the slant edges. Okay, and so it will be looking like a triangular surface because all the pyramids are bounded by triangular surface. And hence the triangle surface will be our front view and the pentagonal surface will be our top view, such that we are keeping one of the corner towards our right. Okay, so this is about explanation about the initial position. So now if you want to keep the corner of the pentagonal pyramid towards your right, you should be having the edge towards your left. So start constructing the pentagonal surface in our top view because it provides a true shape of the pentagonal surface. So first you will draw a vertical edge. The dimension of the side is 25. So please show the dimension of that side. Measure 25 mm exactly. And then construct the remaining side. So then you will take 120 degree, 108 degree. So interior angle will be 108 and even here interior angle will be 108. After you take interior angle, you will measure 25 mm and you will just cut an arc. Measure 25 mm and cut an arc. So from here again you can measure 25 mm and just cut an arc, 25 mm and just cut an arc. Where it meets you can join so that you will be having one of the corner towards your right. So this is a required position when the given pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge. So once this is done, when you view from the top, all the base edges will be visible. So you can name that as A, B, C, D and E. After that, we have to identify the center. How do you identify the center in the pentagon? You have to draw a perpendicular line from corner to the opposite edge, and again from the corner to your opposite edge. So where it meets will be our center. So O will be visible from the top and O1 will not be visible when you view from the top. So you will write O outside the bracket and O1 within the bracket, and please show the dimension of at least one of the side of the pentagon. So this completes the true shape of the top view in our first stage, and then we have to now project the projections to our front view to get the required front view. So what you do is you take the projection from the corner D. Projection, this C and D will be coming along the same line. This is the projection of center and projection of A and B. Please draw vertical parallel lines. Okay. So after this you have to see what is the axis height. The axis height is 50 mm. So this is our center. Right. So from the center you will measure 50 mm. Since the axis will be visible over here, you will show the axis line pattern. Right? It is told 50 mm. So once you draw the center line, you measure 50 mm and just cut an arc. So where it meets will be our O dash. So from O dash you have to now join for all the corners. So from O1 dash to this, from O dash to here, and again from O dash to this corner of the base. Please use scale, pencil and draw properly. So once you draw, you have to now name it. So when the observer views from here, B will be visible, A won't be visible because B and A is along the same line. So you will write B dash outside the bracket and you will write A dash within the bracket. And now when you come to the center, right, when the observer views from here, center will not be visible, center line. So what you write is, you will write O1 dash within the bracket. And then you will come here. C and E is along the same line. When the observer views from here, C will be visible, E won't be visible. So you will write C1 dash outside the bracket and E1 dash within the bracket. So when the observer views from here, D will be visible. So you write it as D dash. And you have O dash, right? So we are writing it as O dash. So this is done. And don't forget to show the axis height. Show the dimension of the axis equal to exactly 50 mm. So this completes the front view of the first stage also. So now we usually keep the position of the pentagonal pyramid in such a way that it will help our slant edge to rest on XY plane. For that always we have to keep the corner towards our right. So once you have understood the first stage, so now we have to come for the second stage. So you can now select the slant edge. O dash to D dash is one slant edge, O dash to B dash is one slant edge. So select any one of it. Okay. So if you are selecting O dash to B dash and A dash as your slant edge, you have to leave some space and fix this point. So this point will be nothing but our A dash in the bracket and B dash outside the bracket. So now measure from A dash, B dash to O dash. What is the distance? And name it. So this is our apex O dash. So the other two sides now we have to measure. So this slant edge is over. So now measure this slant edge. From O dash to D dash, what is the distance? You please measure the same distance. Keeping one end of the compass here, just cut an arc. So this distance you will measure from D dash to O dash and keep here and cut an arc. just extend the arc little bit because the other side also should intersect. And again from A dash to B dash to D dash, what is the distance? You come here and just cut an arc. So it can meet at some common point. At that case you have to extend the arc. Again keep here and extend the arc such that you get the intersection point. So from there, from the intersection point you can join. So this is the arc, right? So you will join. So from the same intersection point, join. So this is nothing, you have A dash, B dash and you have O dash, right? So this point is nothing but our D dash. So now you have to identify these midpoints. So you measure from A dash, B dash to O dash what is the distance is and just cut an arc. So this will be our O1 dash, right within the bracket. And again from O1 dash to C1 dash what is the distance you measured and cut an arc. So this will be C1 dash and E1 dash. So after that kindly join those projections through the apex. Axis line, this is O1 dash, so please show center line pattern only. Don't do it as continuous visible line. So once this is done, the extra arc which is visible you can cut short. So little bit of construction will be visible. So now we can see the slant edge is on XY line because the slant edge is resting on HP. So once this is done, now we have to take the projection down. So please take the projection from A dash, B dash, O1 dash. This is not C1 dash, C dash and E dash. From D dash and also from O dash. After you take the projection from the front view, extend the projection from the top view also, from E, from A, from B, from B and from C. Okay, so after you draw the projection, kindly erase the extra lines. So once you erase the extra lines, you can start reading the locus. Okay, so the locus of A is meeting A dash at this point, so this is our A. Locus of B is meeting B dash at this point, so this is our B. Locus of C is meeting C dash at this point, so this is our C. Locus of E is meeting E dash at this point, so this is our E. Locus of D is meeting D dash at this point, so this is our D. And locus of O is meeting O dash at this point, so this is our O. And locus of O1 is meeting, this is the locus of O1 and O1 dash is meeting at here, so this is our O1. So now we have named all the corners of the pentagonal surface, the center of the base surface as well as the apex. And I told you, irrespective of the position of the given pyramid, the outer boundary will be visible. So this is one of the slant edge. In this case, the slant edge is inclined on XY plane. Okay, so you can join the outer boundaries, it will be visible always. So you join from A to B, B to C, A to E, E to O, and from O to C. So this is the outer boundary, right? And the surface, base surface will be completely visible. So what you do is, so the three parts are over and other three parts you have to take it. Projection of T. Join E to D and D to C. So once this is done, I told you that the projection coming through the corner of the outer surface will be visible. So E to O is joined already, C to O is joined already. So we need to show the projection from D to O. So please show the projection from D to O. So after that, you need to see there are other two corners which is passing through inside the surface. So these three corners so from these three corners the projection is passing through outside the surface. But these two are the corners. So if you take the projection from these two corners to the apex, it will pass through inside the surface and hence this will be hidden. So show hidden line from A to O and from B to O, right? So after this we have the axis from O1 dash to O, but this axis is passing through inside the surface, so that is overlapped with one of the longer edge. So this axis line, since it is passing through inside the surface, we will show this as a hidden line from O1 dash to D, but from D to O it is continuous and visible line. So this is how the second stage front view and the top view looks like when the given pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge on XY line or on HP. So then we have to now figure out how the last stage of the problem will be, right? So it is a problem where the axis appears to be inclined. Since it is not directly inclined, if it was told the axis is inclined to BP, then we have to determine the apparent angle. Since it is told axis appears to be inclined, we will directly shift the axis to our BP inclination, which is our 45 degree. Okay, so you will take 45 degree to BP. So once you take 45 degree to BP, so this is our apparent length from O1 to O. So you will fix one point. So let this be O. So from O to O1 you measure what is the distance using the compass. Come here and just cut an arc. So you will get the apparent length fixed on our 45 degree line. So then the remaining part of the problem has to be solved. So for that you need to know this distance from O1 to this midpoint. What is the distance? So use this measurement, come here and just cut an arc. Okay, so you got this midpoint. So from this midpoint you just draw a perpendicular line. So you will join a perpendicular line. So once you draw a perpendicular line, so from the midpoint you can measure from the midpoint to A what is the distance. Come here and cut an arc. And again from midpoint to B what is the distance. Come here and cut an arc. So you got two corners which is A and B. So name it immediately A and B. Right? So on the same line, so from the center to D what is the distance you can measure. And you will just cut an arc. Right? So you got the corner D also. And along with that you need to have the corner E and C. So E and C is coming along the same line, but it is at some distance from O1. So you measure what is the distance from O1. Come here and just make a reference point. So you got this reference point. So from this reference point just draw a perpendicular line. So once you draw the perpendicular line, you can now measure the distance from A to E or from this distance to this, how much it is. Okay. So whichever is convenient, you can either measure from A to E what is the distance and just cut an arc. Or you can measure from this midpoint to E what is the distance, come here and cut an arc, whichever is convenient. And again from this midpoint to see what is the distance you see, come here and cut an arc. So you got the corner E, corner C, A and B. So the base pentagonal surface is done. So you will join A to E, B to C, E to D and D to C. So we have the apex O also. So now we can join to our apex from O to C, from E to O, right? And we have other two corners A and B which is passing through inside the surface. So it will be dotted line. So from A to O will be a dotted line. You can see from A to O, it will pass through inside the surface and hence it is a dotted line. And again from B to O, it passes through inside the surface and hence it will be a dotted line. So once you have done with this, now we have to take the projection above. So please take the projection from O, from C, from D, from E, from A, from B. So once you take the projection, extend the projection from D dash, C dash, O1 dash and from A dash, B dash also. After you extend the projections, kindly arrange the extra lines. So once you arrange the extra lines, start reading the locus. So locus of A and A dash is meeting here. So this is our A dash. Locus of B is meeting B dash at this point. So this is our B dash. Locus of E is meeting A dash, E dash at this point. So this is our E dash. Then locus of D is meeting D dash at this point. So this is our D dash. And then we have locus of C is meeting C dash at this point. So this is our C dash. Okay, along with that we have the center O1 which is meeting O1 dash at this point. So this is our O1 dash. Along with that we have the apex O which is meeting O dash here. So this is our O dash. So now we got all the 5 corners of the base prism, of the base pyramid and the center and the apex. So I told you the outer boundary will be always visible. So you join the outer boundaries. From A dash to B dash, A dash to E dash, A dash to D dash, D dash to C dash, C dash to O dash, and even this surface will be visible, right? And this is the axis. And along with that we have the projection now coming through inside the surface. So which is that D dash to C dash. So this will be hidden. And we have one more projection coming through E dash to O dash. This will be hidden. So this is how the final stage of the front view looks like when the given pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge and the axis appears to be inclined to VP. I have just drawn a rough sketch, not exactly to the measurement. So if you draw with respect to the dimensions using scale, you will get the final view little still more better. So this is just to make you understand how does it look and how to solve the problem in the sketchbook when the given pentagonal pyramid is resting on one of its slant edge and the axis appears to be inclined to VP. Since if it was given directly inclined to VP, then we would have determined the apparent angle by taking the true length first and then the apparent length. Since it appears to be inclined, we directly shift the apparent length to 45 degree to VP line and construct the final stage of top and the front view. So you should understand the complex concept, how we have to fix the initial position when it is resting on one of its slant edges. Thank you.